The following is an opinion show, and nothing said in this show should be taken as fact or be taken literally. We're just goofing around, trying to have fun. You like to have fun, don't you? Also, this show is not for kids, so listener discretion is advised. Welcome to this week's episode of Geekus Speakus, everyone. My name is Dean.
And I'm Brian, and holy shit, 20 episodes!
I know.
I was, ready to give up after 5.
I didn't think we'd make it to 10.
Oh, yeah, no, I thought one and done.
Yeah.
Oh, what's this? With this? Do we have a guest?
Wait, do we? No, for real though.
I think we do.
He's invading the audio space. No, we actually do a guest. Welcome everyone, our guest.
Hi, my name is Nobody. No, I'm just kidding. My name is Tom. I'm a cartoonist, I'm an illustrator, and I'm also a filmmaker and a film enthusiast.
Oh.
And you're wondering what the hell does that have to do with us? But, we're all into film, we're into cartoons, and he does our art.
Yep.
Yep.
By the time this releases, we will actually have a new icon, which is super awesome. I'm super forward to looking at putting this out there for the world to see. Oh,
yeah.
42 followers on Twitter. Haha.
Hey, that's 2 more than 40.
Yeah, and 37 more than I thought we would get.
Yep.
Well, welcome to it. But I think before we go to trailer talk, I'm going to ask, have either of you seen Black Panther?
Yes, I did. It was good.
I have not. I haven't been to the theater in quite some time, and I probably should fix that.
Call yourself a film major.
I'm also a university student.
Yeah.
I got crap I want to do. Leave me alone.
They usually offer discounts to students at most theater chains.
And I plan to take advantage of that.
I haven't been in college in like 6 years now, and I still use the student ID on occasion to get a discount.
I was never able to. I had a student ID once, and I was never able to get another one because they always asked me questions that I didn't have information to, and they wanted me to take my glasses off, and that's not gonna happen.
It's a great thing about where I live. You got a student ID? Good enough.
So I actually picked up a really cool audiobook the other day.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Star Wars one called From a Certain Point of View.
Okay.
Brought to you by Audible. No.
Actually, it is brought to you by Audible, but we're not actually sponsored by Audible. But hey, I use their services anyway.
Yeah.
Audible. It's worth my $15 a month. God damn, is it really $15 a month?
Wow.
But it's what it is it's a bunch of short stories written by different authors that take place during A New Hope from different characters. And you got people like Will Wheaton writing it, Paul Dini, he's the guy who did, Batman the Animated Series.
Right.
And that forgotten Ewoks cartoon.
Yes. Griffin McElroy from My Brother and Me did another story in there.
Huh.
And it's really good so far because it's like the minor background character and like their point of view. Like so far, I've read like there's been like 3 different people who've described the whole scene between like Han Solo and Greedo, and in the book, Han shoots first.
Well, of course, everyone has accepted that.
Yeah.
Yep.
So basically, it's like the Animatrix, but in book form.
It's really cool.
Yeah.
And then elsewise, I've managed to get my hands on a PS4, so I've been playing a little bit of P5 and Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah. Fighters.
I know
And
someone
those
who loves playing that.
and those have both been super fun. How about you guys? Anything news with you?
I'm playing through all the Kingdom Hearts games that I have.
Oh, well,
Nice.
take your time. Hopefully your grandchildren will be able to play Kingdom Hearts 3.
I don't have any children, nor do I have any grandchildren. I do have nieces.
Well, maybe your great nieces and nephews will be able to play Kingdom Hearts 3.
Yeah, if it ever
Yes.
gets released.
Yeah, hurry up, Square!
But they gotta release Kingdom Hearts 2.9
Remix.
HD Remix Chains of Hope, Episode 5,
Dream
The
Drop.
Donalding.
Dream Drop by Sleep, the Reawakening Vengeance.
The game where you explore Donald and Goofy's backstory.
Right before, yeah, it's their story before the first game.
Yeah, it's just like Birth by Sleep, only it's not as hard as fuck.
It's
And
the Dark Souls
and
of-
hopefully in 3, I doubt this will happen, but I wish they would put Robin Hood in there, because that's like one of the few Disney classics that they have not put in a Kingdom Hearts game yet, and it's perfect for it.
It's the Dark Souls of Kingdom Hearts.
I will only accept Robin Hood if, and I mean if, they use features from older games specifically just for that level. It's gonna be like controlled, maybe some old art. It's gonna be specifically just for that game to keep in the spirit of Robin Hood.
Yes. Sora must be a furry. No. Seriously, that's my favorite Disney flick. I am not ashamed to say that.
My thing with that one is, it's one of the ones that I've seen the beginning of it a bajillion times, but I think I've only actually watched it all the way through like once.
For Robin Hood, I've seen it.
Blasphemer!
Yeah.
Well, it was one of those things where they always put it on when we had a substitute in school,
Oh.
Ooh.
I'm
and
not
so like you'd only get like the first like half of it because class would end.
right. I'm not gonna lie. I have seen that movie many times, but all I remember is that opening whistle. Do 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 do. That's all. Yeah. That's
And
Yeah,
you
no,
also
no,
have
I
the
mean, that's
hamster
true.
dance to thank for that. But we're not talking about old internet shit right now. So,
sir, we have brought up old internet shit many, many times.
You're the man now, dog.
YTMND.
All right, so shall we get into this?
All right,
Yes, we shall.
let's do
All
this.
right.
We've been gone
We've
for
got
over a
our-
month now. Let's I'm stretching
Yeah.
this out.
All right, so we've got time for trailer talk.
Trailer talk.
Trailer talk in a world. No.
So first thing first, we got some stuff on here. We've got Wreck-It Ralph 2.
I saw the first Wreck-It Ralph in the theater. I don't have it on DVD yet, but I really enjoyed the first one. The second one, after seeing the trailer, it's basically what the Emoji Movie should have been.
I have mixed feelings about the first Wreck-It Ralph. I really enjoyed the movie, but I had some friends who were were too into it, and it kind of ruined it for me.
Yeah, that was
'Cause they
me in
talk-
Lord of the Rings.
They talked it up a ton, and when I finally got to watching it, I'm just like, oh, this isn't as great as they're saying it was.
Did they have a thing for Sarah Silverman?
No, I'm the one who's the fan of Sarah Silverman. Neither of them like Sarah Silverman.
I mean, it was cute, I guess. I was never really like a DreamWorks Disney person, with a few exceptions. So the first one was all right, definitely watchable. And the second one also looks pretty watchable, but I'm not flipping head over heels for this right now.
So
Well, again, I must reiterate, it's basically what the Emoji Movie should have been. But let's be fair, we all know the Emoji Movie was going to be a disaster.
Hey.
Hey.
The Emoji Movie was the greatest movie to come out by Illumination Studios in the year 2016. 2017.
You, sir, go to solitary confinement. No.
It was the best. It was the best movie to come out in Saudi Arabia.
Come on, let's take him to the loony bin.
I mean, he is technically right, as it was the first movie allowed in Saudi Arabia. So, you're right, but
Those
it's
poor souls.
sad that the first movie they get to see was the worst movie of 2017, so...
Poor souls.
So next, Christopher Robin, the trailer that tug at my heartstrings.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah. We're gonna...
Okay, so as you've already pointed, as you might have pointed out already, I grew up as a Disney kid, and this trailer surprised me because, well, I grew up watching Winnie the Pooh.
I love Pooh.
Yeah.
Don't take that out of context.
Oh, don't worry. Some people will.
Yeah, we're gonna be on the internet. Somebody is going to take that out of context. They're actually gonna be like, "You would not believe what this podcast co-host said."
Chances are somebody has. You don't know how many sick fucks are on the internet.
But yeah, no. Watching the trailer, it went like when you heard Pooh's voice, like my heart like jumped a bit. I'm like, oh. I was watching the rest of the trailer. I'm like, oh yeah, this kind of seems kind of all right. Yeah, it's another live action Disney sequel thing. Pooh.
This. Out of
As someone
context.
As someone who also grew up watching Winnie the Pooh movies and shows, yeah, this also tugged at my heartstrings a bit. But when I first saw the rendered realistic Winnie the Pooh bear, like right in front of Christopher Robin, the grown up Christopher Robin, because this is gonna be like a what if the character was an adult kind of story. When I saw that for the first time, I was kind of creeped out by the visuals because I never expected Pooh to be looking like that. But then again, it fits. It fits. Yeah.
And that's the way that the actual Pooh Bear doll looked like too.
I'm getting
just with age.
Mm-hmm.
I'm getting a Hook feeling on this. You know what I'm talking about?
I liked Hook.
Yeah, but this is like, oh, this is the main character. Well, okay, Christopher Robin was the main character.
It's Obi-Wan Kenobi as Christopher Robin.
Yeah, but there's no. I mean, I guess there is magic, but the 100.
He's the best person in the prequels.
Okay, fair enough. I don't know. I think I'm in the minority here because this was like, did we need this? Was this someone wanted this?
No, we did not need it. But,
well, someone at Disney did, so there.
And that's what I'm saying though. Is I came into the trailer going, I don't need this. This looks like it's gonna. Oh, my heart.
And here's the strange thing about it. This movie is not going to be just geared towards younger kids. I don't think that's what they're going to be focusing on this time.
No,
it's going to be like for like just kids and adults in general. This is not going to be strictly a kids movie. They're going full on drama with this shit.
Yeah,
and I'm okay with that.
Yeah, like I said, I got a very like Hook was watchable by everybody, but I got a Hook feeling from it because it's the same general concept. It's an overworked dad who has to give up his vacation while he handles his job, but here comes a thing from his childhood. And he's got to confront the fact that he's a bad dad. It gave me a very deep hook, which sounds wrong. Deep.
Well, that's all. That's all we got from the teaser. I mean, the trailer is only a minute and 10 seconds.
Yeah. So like I said, it's just based off of this trailer. The movie could be a lot better than I think it is. It's just based on the trailer only, is what I'm talking about.
And this should not be confused with the film that was released last year called Goodbye Christopher Robin. That's a completely different movie entirely. And it was about the actual Christopher Robin Milne, who was the son of A.A. Milne, the guy who created Winnie the Pooh.
Yeah. A movie I still need to watch.
Yeah.
Alright, let's go to the next one. So we got another Infinity War trailer.
Yes.
Yes.
A lot more stuff going on.
Yes. After the
Every-
awesome.
Almost every Marvel character that Fox doesn't own the film rights to yet.
Yeah.
They all are coming back to do like a throwdown shit, kind of thing.
Oh yeah.
And it's gonna be cool.
The explosions and hover cars and force fields and then pew pew pew, and the Captain America's gonna be there. Sorry, this is like every description of a comic book get together as it gets. They just made it in movie form. This
Not only that, but this is also the movie that Michael Bay wishes he would make, but he simply can't because he's a terrible director.
Yes, he is. No one is denying that.
Pearl Harbor sucked.
I mean, he's right. It did suck.
So did Armageddon.
Oh boy, don't get me started on that one. Also, every single Transformer movie. Every single Transformer movie.
Even the one that surprisingly Spielberg produced.
Yeah, no, like I said.
You know what's a good Transformers movie? The 1986 one.
Bingo.
It was a good Transformer movie. Not the one made by Michael Bay. All the ones made are not made by Michael Bay.
That we only mean one movie.
Yep. So I'm ready for that. And on another big, a bunch of character movie, Ready Player One, aka VR Chat the movie.
See,
While on the subject of Spielberg, yes.
yes. How to put this? Everyone, get a flock of seagulls haircut ready because this is a very 80s vibe for some
It's
reason.
super 80s. We got
Yeah.
Aha's Take on Me. We've got just 80s galore.
We got Back to the Future. We got Akira.
I mean,
We got-
you can't. Well, no, Gundam was done in the 70s, but very late 70s.
Yeah.
And Iron Giant was from 1998.
Yes. And they're using the Peter Jackson's model for King Kong.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Wow. That's unfortunate.
Oh yeah, I actually saw Chucky in there too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there was Chucky.
That was from the 80s.
Child's Play. Sorry.
I mean, I'm okay with 80s nostalgia. I've come to realize something, that the 80s to us is like how the 60s was to our parents.
Yeah, but I didn't grow up in the 80s, so
No.
all that
I'm not talking about growing up in there. A lot of the media when we were young, they're talking about the 60s was this crazy time, and we talk about the 60s.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so crazy, it's so crazy.
Yeah.
I feel that's what the 80s is to us.
Fair
It was
enough.
this crazy time that some of us remember barely, but most of us don't really remember. And so it's just filled with nostalgia.
Are you
Despite
kidding? The
AIDS
90s was
epidemic,
complete batshit.
despite the AIDS epidemic and
And we grew up in it.
and the
Yeah.
all right.
But Ready Player One isn't supposed to be like a just strictly 80s thing. This is like a whole hodgepodge of geek culture.
Well,
Yeah.
Thrown into one.
As we've called it in previous episodes, this is Cameo the movie.
Yeah.
Where they pulled out whatever they could just for like, oh look, there's a Gundam and there's Iron Giant, there's the Batmobile, there's the DeLorean from Back to the Future, who in all honesty should be the slowest car on that track because it can only go up to 85 miles per hour. Regardless, it was just like
88.
Cameo the movie. Yeah, thank you. 88 miles per hour. That's the fastest it could go in the literal sense.
DeLoreans
So-
are not fast cars.
Let's see
No,
if
they
you
won't.
bastards can do 90.
All right. So, continue on. There's going to be a new Lost in Space on Netflix. Sadly, I don't think there's going to be any spiders, and we're not going to have Joey as security.
Spiders! Yeah, the 90s Lost in Space movie was shit. And the original Lost in Space TV show was really, really hokey, but fun to watch for that reason.
Danger. Danger, Mr. Robinson. Danger. Sorry.
Danger
the
Rock.
doctor was like, if you interview any of the, like, they were interviewing the mom later on, they're like, oh, the guy playing the doctor, was he gay? She's like, yeah, he was totally gay. There was no denying it. He was super gay.
Yeah.
The guy
so
playing Dr. Smith.
yeah, I know who you're talking about. I just want to
Gary
point
Oldman.
out. Yeah, this is a reboot. I don't feel like anybody asked for it. I mean,
Speaking of reboots, people were asking for, but was done terribly. I'm gonna interject that
okay.
they did a terrible reboot.
Yes.
Oh, I saw the trailer for that. Oh man, that's just painful.
I was
Speaking
just
of
like,
reboots, people didn't want.
reboot. The reboot.
Yes.
I get a
Let's
very
forget everything that made reboot cool.
and make it the 2015 Power Rangers movie, but in the internet. Because I got a very like the same vibe off of it, you know.
So they're VR troopers.
Yeah, VR. Actually, that sounds like an awesome idea. But no, VR Troopers. Yeah.
But the actual title is Reboot the Guardian Code, and I'm looking at the YouTube trailer on the official YouTube channel, and it has 12,000 dislikes as opposed to 1,000 likes.
Yep.
It's
going
like one
back
of the
to-
most hated things on
Yeah,
YouTube right now.
Yeah. No, what I think happened is the guy had a tape of reboot that it said reboot on the tape, but he accidentally recorded over it with VR troopers. And the way he always set up to record is he always skipped the intro.
Jeez.
He didn't stop to hit record until the intro stopped, so he had his tapes mixed up. But yeah, Lost in Space, it doesn't look awful, but at the same time, was it needed?
No.
We can give it a chance though, because
Yeah.
who knows? It could be a lot better than that shitty movie from the 90s.
I will say this. I am looking forward to the prospect of reboot of Buck Rogers from the 22nd century. Now that will be awesome.
Yeah.
Such a deep cut. I'm sure I'm the only one who remembered that show. Yeah.
Alright, so is that it for trailers?
I believe so.
Alright. Don't mind that. There's some sort of truck or something moving on outside.
Vroom vroom.
So
Honk honk.
Alright, so moving on to news. There's going to be 2 new Dune movies done by Denis Villeneuve.
Villanueva, yeah. That sounds right.
I have never heard of this guy. That does not mean he's not a good director. I just
did
never heard of it.
Arrival and Blade Runner 2049.
The movie that ran too long.
I mean, I like Blade Runner. It didn't run long enough.
Oh, the original Blade Runner, that's a classic.
No, he did
I haven't seen 2049 yet, but that's on my list.
I need to see 2049.
Yeah, so do I. But it was like 3.5 hours long, and like, ooh. Maybe at home. I don't see myself staying in a theater for 3.5 hours to watch a movie.
But
Oh, come on. I've done before. It's not that bad.
from what I've heard, Blade Runner 2049 is good if you like the old Blade Runner.
Mhm.
And so I'm guessing he probably won't do a bad job at Dune. It can't be any worse than the one that came out in the 80s.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
You mean the one directed by David Fincher?
Yeah, those ones were fun, but they were weird. Like
Those who control the spice.
It's David Fincher!
David Lynch.
No, not David Fincher. Excuse me.
David Lynch.
David Lynch. Yeah.
David, thank you.
But the
David
thing
Lynch.
is, it doesn't
Wrong
fit.
David. Sorry.
It doesn't fit Dune. Like it's a good it's a crazy movie, but doesn't fit Dune.
I was gonna say it's David Lynch. Everything he does is weird. Okay.
He does
Yeah.
it weird for the sake of weird.
Yeah.
Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and skip that one because we talked about that in the trailers.
Yep.
Episode 9, Star Wars: The New Return of the Last Phantom Sith Clone Empire Awakens starts filming in July.
What the hell's with that name?
I took a bit of each of the previous ones and combined them together to make a at least semi-comprehensible name.
Don't miss Star Wars Episode 9: A New Return of the Last Phantom Sith Clone Empire Awakened.
So yeah, they start filming in July. So the third trilogy will be done. Once that movie comes out on the Blu-ray DVDs, I can buy it because I don't like buying them individually.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? You know what would make that title, that made-up title, even more funnier? If you added the movie at the end of it.
movie.
Star Wars: A New Return of the Last Phantom Sith Clone Empire Awakens, the movie, the game.
The comic book.
Yeah. That's the video game tie-in that they made into a comic book.
And then they turned it into a flamethrower. The kids love
Speaking
this.
of
Kids
so
love
so
those.
speaking of Star Wars, Mark Hamill finally gets a walk on the Hall of Fame.
Which,
Well, about damn time.
yeah, considering his contributions to Hollywood, you thought he would have had one a long time ago. And,
Come on,
you have
he's
to,
Luke Skywalker and the Joker.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Apparently, to get the star on the Walk of Fame, you actually have to pay like $5,000 and then be like part of SAG and a number of other things.
Mhm.
So I guess he finally decided to fork over the money.
Yeah, well, it's not terribly hard to get on the Walk of Fame. People make it out to a big deal, but it's like you have to get nominated
been
and
down
then fork
there?
up like 10,000. Yeah, like once.
It's kind of dirty.
Yeah.
Hollywood is extremely dirty town. Well, it's an industry town, but it's super dirty, and just really dirty.
Yep.
So it's not like what they show on TV?
Oh god, no.
Yeah, like Vegas during the daytime.
Oh boy.
My dream is ruined!
Don't you know this is where dreams come to die?
The more you know, the more you're disappointed.
Dun, dun, dun.
All right. So this story is making the rounds again. Anybody familiar with the Miyazaki no cuts story?
Not until just recently. What happened is,
Because this
that's
is one I've known about for a while, but I'll let you continue.
yeah. Let's see. According to Kotaku, it says that Miyazaki and Studio Ghibli, they sent him a samurai sword with the word "no cuts" on it, because Harvey Weinstein, he was the CEO of Miramax Films, which was a Disney affiliate,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and Miramax was handling the United States release of the film Princess Mononoke.
And yep.
And the thing was that Harvey Weinstein was notorious for re-editing movies to the way he liked it. And
Yep,
he had the
and-
nickname Harvey Scissorhands.
And so Miyazaki sent him a katana, and it's like, no, you're not cutting my film. This already happened once with Nausicaa. It's not happening again.
You cut my film, and I cut you.
He's gonna go Kill Bill on him. Yeah.
Yes.
But that story's making rounds again. It's kind of like one of those things where I came across it. I'm like, oh, this story. I know this story.
Could it be that? Could that be that sword was actually made by Hattori Hanzo?
Maybe.
Oh.
I
boy.
wouldn't put it past Miyazaki. It's
Yeah.
made by it's actually made by it's made by various fairies in the Japanese woodlands that he brought together, and
You didn't hear that? Sorry. You didn't hear that.
all right. Moving on. Black Panther director pins thank you letter to fans. Basically, Black Panther had like 2 sold-out weekends.
It's because it was awesome.
It was super good. I know you haven't seen it yet, but Gene and I have, and holy shit, it's a good movie. Like, it's a good movie.
And Marvel is very happy about it,
Oh yeah. Oh,
as
yeah.
usual. Because anything that has Marvel's name on it makes bank
Yeah, no kidding.
most of the time.
Unless you're oh wait, you said Marvel. Never mind. Yeah. Well, it was a good movie. It was enjoyable. I would suggest anybody go watch it. But yeah, it's really cool that he penned a letter to the fans thanking them, because not many directors do that for some reason.
Good movie.
Yeah.
Well, I think it's a good movie. I haven't seen it yet, so that's on my list, though.
Oh yeah, definitely
It's
go
one
check
I
it out.
recommend.
Definitely.
Staying with Marvel, Kevin Feige wants to bring even more women superheroes to the MCU.
I'm okay with
I'm
that.
okay with that.
I am too. Anybody in particular you want to see?
Silver
I think-
Sable.
Silver Sable. Well, she might have problems because of the whole X-Men thing, because she's
Yeah.
very closely tied to the X-Men. I would like to see Kamala Khan, but I don't feel we'll get her anytime soon because we're too close to just getting regular Captain Marvel, well, Miss Marvel, Captain Marvel, and Carol Danvers.
Yeah.
So we might
Didn't
have to
Marvel
wait for
have
a
like
while.
a? Didn't Marvel have a female superhero that was like a fox or squirrel or something?
Squirrel
Squirrel
Girl.
Girl.
Thank
So-
you.
Yeah,
She defeated
Squirrel Girl.
Thanos.
Squirrel Girl could be a fun. I would love to see like a wacky Squirrel Girl movie.
Who would you get to play Squirrel Girl if you could?
Oh, who would I get?
Catherine Zeta-Jones.
I want somebody.
Too
Ooh,
beautiful.
ooh. You know what? I know who I want. Give me 1 second.
Don't say Halle Berry, please.
No, we
Halle Berry. I would like to see Anna Kendrick.
We remember the last time she played a superhero.
I would like to see Anna Kendrick as Squirrel Girl.
Okay. Yeah. If you were to do another female hero, let's see. I mean, they already have Hulk. Why couldn't they bring in She-Hulk? She's a hero. in her
Oh,
own
She-Hulk.
right.
You know what I want She-Hulk to be? I don't want She-Hulk to be a series. I mean, a movie. I want her to be a series and it to be a court drama.
Oh yeah, we've talked about that. Yeah, I remember that.
You killed this man's wife. No.
All right. So with that, 2019 looks to be like the release date for Sonic the Hedgehog the movie.
No.
Sonic the Hedgehog the video game the movie.
No.
Which will be done by Sony Pictures, last I heard.
Just-
Let me double check.
Just no.
You know what though? I will say Sonic Boom is fun.
No.
Yeah, that was actually a good show. The games are fucking terrible, but the show, on the other hand, is actually really good. If you
It
haven't
points
seen it,
out like
games.
all the weird stuff about the Sonic fans.
Just no Sonic. No
I remember
Sonic
when-
movie. No Sonic movie, please.
No, it is. They're gonna make one.
We don't-
Sega's already made a deal with them, so they're gonna do it.
Just we don't need. No thanks.
If the Mario Brothers can have a movie, so can Sonic.
Even
though
they
Mario-
should.
I want a terrible live action Sonic movie to make up for the Mario movie.
All right, but only have Tom Hardy play Sonic.
Fine.
It depends on who they get. They might get Chris Redfield to be Sonic still, because they already do. To be honest with you, because the guy who voices Sonic now is the same guy who voices Chris Redfield in Resident Evil.
Cumberbatch. He classes up everything.
Benedict Cumbersnatch.
Yeah. Oh boy.
And
This is gonna
live
piss me off.
action
This
Lion
next one.
King has removed one of my favorite songs from the roster.
It was
Just to add another. They
What was it?
removed,
What was it?
They removed "Be Prepared"
no.
to add another Beyonce song, and I don't. Beyonce's too old to be Nala. Yeah, you heard me. Queen Bee is too old. She could have made a good Sarabi, but not Nala.
Plus,
Actually,
Beyonce sucks.
look, hey man, like, be prepared. In my list of top Disney villain songs, Be Prepared is number 2. They should not have removed that. That would.
What's your number one?
Oh, and probably I'm in the minority for this one, but it was the Friends on the Other Side from
You
Princess.
know what?
Yes!
I was gonna say that one.
That-
I love that song.
Friends on the Other Side.
Towards Keith David.
Yes,
Yeah.
Keith David.
Friends on...
But I love the original Lion King movie. I actually, back a few years ago, I actually saw the re-release movie theater. One of the greatest movie-going experiences in my life. Like, sitting in that theater, seeing the opening scene, fucking gorgeous.
Shitty boom,
No, Disney will sue us.
Yeah. Hey, we're
We don't
under...
have a large enough.
Hey, sir, that was less than 10 seconds. We're fine.
Also, the lyrics were completely.
Chances.
The lyrics were completely wrong, and it's the only way I can remember the song. Nazi-vania, bada beep bada doo, shitty
Yes.
boom, Inya away.
Jeez. Look,
And really, I wish Disney would just get back to making original crap.
yeah.
Please,
Yeah.
We're at-
leave the classics alone.
Well, that's what they made their entire thing out, was copying classics, and now they're copying classics of classics.
Yeah.
Though
I mean-
but
Disney's
How
never
many times are they going to do that over the years?
Many.
Disney's never done Bluebeard.
True. I'm...
Could do the story of Bluebeard.
Yeah. Hey guys, starting this episode and every episode forward, we have switched ads with other independent podcasts. It's an ad swap that we're doing currently that I mentioned previously on our Facebook earlier this year. So starting this week, this episode, we'll be doing it. So I would like to tell you guys about the show Headline Heroes, hosted by Drew Mick, Nathan Haynes, and Tanner Ackerman. What they do is they take sometimes bizarre news headlines and use them as inspiration for a superhero or supervillain. They started back in April, it's actually around the time we did, and have so far remained a weekly podcast. Many of their creations are bizarre, for instance in issue 19, where they ended up with the Donkey Legion army in Roman armor. I'm not sure how that happens. But occasionally they create something that might be considered a great concept for a hero or villain. Ultimately, their goal has been to create their own comic universe, like Marvel or DC, except more bizarre. That's Headline Heroes. Check them out, follow them on Twitter, and that's it.
Alright, so I keep getting promises every couple of years that they're going to come out with a live-action Star Wars show. But maybe Jon Favreau will be able to fix that.
I think what he's trying to say is we might get a live-action Star Wars show. Yeah.
No, but I'm hoping we will, because we keep getting promised it every so many years, and it's yet to come true.
Yeah.
Question is, will Disney say yes to it? Because they own the franchise now.
Yeah, well, Jon Favreau works for Disney, so...
I'm not...
Still, they have to say yes or no.
No, like, the crappy thing about this, because they've talked about this, and if they do a Star Wars show, it's going to be on their streaming service. So, if you want to watch it, you're going to get Disney streaming, or whatever they're going to call it.
Fuck that.
Stream.
And they're going to take all the Marvel movies off of every other platform, so the Marvel movies will be on there.
Yeah, you're right.
Except for the one, for the Netflix series that's produced by Marvel.
Well, yeah. We're just talking about the movies, though, like Captain America, Thor, the Avengers, basically. And every...
Seriously, fuck you, Disney, for pulling this move!
Yeah.
We love you, Disney. We love you.
Don't sue us.
All hail the mouse overlord.
Hail the mouse. Hail. Hail.
I don't know if you're trying to praise Disney or ask God to send hail to LA. Either
No,
way.
I'm praising Disney.
Oh.
Either way.
Hail the mouse. Hail Mousy Hitler. No.
Hail, oh mouse overlord. Alright,
Hail Mouse. Oh.
so they've been casting, so we've talked about it a couple times here that they're making that Sabrina spin-off remake. And they've casted the ants.
Yay!
So it's Kieran Shipka and Miranda Otto as the ants. So I just thought I'd bring that up because we mentioned this series earlier.
Yeah.
Does anyone pay attention to Sabrina the Teenage Witch anymore?
Well, apparently this could be the badass one where it turns out she's the daughter of the devil and has supernatural power. It's gonna be a drama, basically.
Oh, so kind of like Riverdale, because it's
spin-off of-
actually from Archie, right?
Yeah.
It's a spin-off of Riverdale.
Yeah.
They had a hidden pilot on one of the episodes of Riverdale, and that's what they spun off into. They're spinning off into the Sabrina show.
So this is not gonna be like the Sabrina you know back in the '90s with Melissa Joe Hart, which was just a comedy with the best talking cat.
Which
in any
now
movie
would
ever.
just be her talking about Jesus for an hour.
Yeah. With probably the best cat in any TV show ever. Sorry, I still like Salem. But they're turning it into an actual like drama series rather than a comedy like it was back in the '90s and early 2000s.
And speaking of remakes, apparently Sci-Fi is trying to reboot the Leprechaun franchise.
No.
No.
We all know they achieved perfection with Leprechaun in the Hood.
Yes. No.
Will they bring Warwick Davis back?
I mean, that would make it more watchable, but just
They got me coin! No one takes a leprechaun's gold! It's funny because we had St. Patrick's Day yesterday as of this recording.
yeah. Yeah. That's someone with a direct Irish, ancestry here. I don't really like this series. So
I don't think anyone does intentionally.
fuck off, or Sci-Fi. Nobody wanted this. Nobody wanted the first movie. Well, the people who were scared of the first movie was children.
Oh, come on, that was not scary at all. I watched it as a kid and I wasn't even scared by it.
Who wanted this?
I thought it was just plain stupid.
Who wanted this?
I did. I wanted this.
Brian.
I'm secretly
you,
the
Lucky
CEO of. I'm the one behind the renaming Sci-Fi into Sci-Fi. It was me.
Why? That's pointless.
Because to watch you squirm.
Well, you succeeded, but this is an audio platform, so you're not gonna see me squirm. You kind of defeats the purpose. Damn it.
Moving on. So the crossover I didn't know I wanted until now.
Okay.
Scooby-Doo and Supernatural.
Yep.
God damn, what else are they going to cross over with?
It's the crossover I didn't realize I wanted until I saw it.
Sir, I will not be satisfied till we do crossover with Scooby-Doo.
Zoinks, Zoinks, Dean!
Ruh-roh, Brian.
But will
Got
it
a
be
mystery at hand?
But will it be as dark as the actual Supernatural show?
Oh, God.
Probably not.
Yeah.
But Supernatural gets pretty wacky at times.
Yeah.
So I can forgive it.
Oh come on, we need a grittier Scooby Doo.
Jinky. Actually,
Oh,
back
that
to
was,
the Scooby-Doo
that
murder
was-
files.
No, that was whatchamacallit. That was the Mystery Incorporated.
you actually may be interested if you want a grittier version. There's a comic book based around the Scooby-Doo gang in a post-apocalypse where Scooby-Doo is a cyborg dog. I'm not joking. This is a real, currently active comic.
Mystery Inc. was also Scooby-Doo being, whatchamacallit, it was a little more, had darker stuff.
Yeah. Had like some overall plot revolving some treasure or something. So I don't know if they finished it though.
Oh, it finished, and the final episode leads directly into Scooby-Doo, Where Are You? The 60s show.
Focusing on the post-apocalyptic one.
Yeah.
First it was My Little Pony meets Fallout. Now it's Scooby-Doo meets Fallout.
Yep, I'm good for either. Looks like they're wanting to make a Devil, Dinosaur, and Moon Girl show, which could be fun. I like Devil Dinosaur.
I don't think I'm the right demographic to be in for this, even if there is a giant T-Rex.
I like Devil Dinosaur, and I've read a couple of the comics. Like, it wasn't for me, but I like the whole idea of her power. One of her powers is during times of great stress, she swaps brains with the dinosaur.
Oh,
which
God.
includes the dinosaur being in her body.
Oh, God.
And that part's great because it's this little girl going around going roar and trying to bite people.
I don't know why, but this sounds awesome to a kid.
It's just like, yeah, it's a little girl running around trying to bite people.
What?
Well, it's because she has like this T-Rex in her brain.
Yeah, no, but what kind of inhuman... Because she's an inhuman. What kind of inhuman crap are they trying to pull here? I would have a hard time dealing with a kid who could
Dude,
summon
explain
kaijus.
half the inhuman powers, okay?
Okay, fair.
You can't.
I mean, one of the Inhuman's abilities is to summon kaijus. That's literally his ability. So, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't, like I said, I don't think I'm the demographic for this, so I don't personally care. But I'm sure there's somebody out there who can't wait to show this to their daughter, and because she's like 9. The character of Moon Girl is 9, so this could be like a
She'll
really good
probably
thing for
flip her shit.
Yeah.
But speaking of brains and IQs, our next story involves Rick and Morty.
Well, you have to have a certain level of IQ to understand the intricacies of this nihilistic show, and you know what? This doesn't surprise me at all. Because one of the podcasts I listen to is Harmontown. It's Dan Harmon's podcast, and from what it sounds like, he's kind of sick and tired of... He doesn't have fun working on Rick and Morty anymore, and it's entirely blamed to the fans. He does not like the fans.
Yeah. I'm not that surprised.
It's an extremely toxic fan group, and he doesn't want to be part of that.
Considering the Szechuan sauce incident recently, I don't blame him.
Hey, on a side note to that, I actually tried that Szechuan sauce because they brought it back, and I don't get the fucking hype.
So, a couple friends and I made the Binging with Babish version before it came back. And then I had it when it came back, and the Binging with Babish homemade version was so much better.
I don't fucking get that. Regarding my own, because I'm not part of the fandom. Like, I like this show enough. I'm just not part of the fandom for Rick and Morty.
I like the show, but the same is a similar kind of thing when it comes to the My Little Pony stuff. I have to keep a distance from it because the fandom has become so cringy.
Yeah.
Both fandoms are actually bad. To be
That's
honest.
what I'm saying. Both of them are super cringy.
But unlike My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, I have not seen Rick and Morty, but I get the appeal.
It's a fun show. It's a
I definitely get the appeal. I see why people like it.
How somebody made a comparison that Rick and Morty is Simpsons is Futurama if written by dumb people. Dumb, depressed people. Because Futurama was written by a bunch of Harvard super smart
graduates.
people.
Yeah.
So it's Futurama written by a depressed dumb guy.
Some of which were got I think masters in mathematics.
Half the writing crew had PhDs.
Yeah. The lead for David Cohen, I'm really bad with names, but David Cohen.
David X. Cohen, yes.
Yeah. He actually has a degree in math. He has a
PhD.
I don't know if it's a PhD. I think it might be a master's.
I can check.
So basically, some of the people that worked on Futurama are actual doctors.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are super intelligent.
Yeah, and they got all kinds of people to come on the show, even if the rest were not doctors. Like that times Al Gore was there. That was actually Al Gore.
He does have a master's.
Okay.
In computer science.
Okay, wrong subject. My apologies.
But getting back to Rick and Morty. I can, as someone who wants to go into cartoons and animation, I can understand Dan Harmon's feelings about something that just went too far in his opinion.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, so I went and checked. Futurama's writing staff held 3 PhDs, 7 masters, and cumulatively more than 50 years at Harvard.
Jeez. Yeah.
So...
No wonder that show is only clever through subtext.
But no, I liked Rick and Morty. I want there to be another season, but I can totally understand why he wants to stop because yeah, that fandom is just
Toxic.
and
He also brings up that that Turner Broadcasting, the owners of Adult Swim, they haven't ordered another season yet.
yeah. And like another thing on there is like he's pointed out that Rick isn't supposed to be somebody you look up to.
Yeah.
No.
He's meant to be a belligerent
Not
drunk.
even close. He's like the complete opposite.
He's a belligerent,
None of
drunk,
the-
amoral asshat. You're not supposed to really like him besides a joke. But people love the character for some reason.
And
Like from what I've seen, again, I don't watch the show, but I have seen bits and pieces of it, so I get some idea of it. What Rick is supposed to be like the opposite of Doc Brown.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
that's a clear idea. Doc
Well,
Brown is likable. Rick is not supposed to be.
you're not supposed to like any of the characters. They're all terrible people, which can be fine because I love Always Sunny.
Yeah. Which is a show of terrible people.
Yeah. It's
That's
Danny DeVito, of course.
Yeah.
Charlie's my favorite. What do you expect me to do? Wear my clothes and get them dirty? Wild card. Continuing on, Netflix has ordered even more anime. I have mixed feelings on this because Netflix likes to get all their stuff at once, which is great for some shows, but leads you to being like way behind when it comes to the animes.
As a person who gets that occasional like anime, like the itch, the fix you gotta fill once in a while, I like the prospect of it. But if I'm gonna be perfectly honest, the current list kind of very sucks. So I look forward to having more options.
And I'm guessing none of them is Black Butler. Like they didn't get that back.
No, probably not. I don't know.
Frog.
God damn it! I love that show. I know it only ran for a couple seasons and it had a couple. Damn it! I love watching that show.
Devilman Crybaby was super cool, as was the Godzilla one.
Still gotta watch the Godzilla one.
And I also super enjoyed Little Witch Academia, which is also a Netflix exclusive. But that's because I love Studio Trigger
Yeah.
and everything they do.
Speaking of anime, this is a little off topic. I just want to bring this up though. The area you guys are living in Portland there is doing a Studio Ghibli style tourism video.
Oh yeah, they always do things like that. Yeah. I saw that. Did you see that?
I did not see that. Pray tell.
I'll have to let me find it real fast. But they did a Studio Ghibli style tourism video, and my response was, close enough.
It's about accurate.
Studio Ghibli, Oregon.
And also, speaking of anime, did any of you guys watch Netflix's Full Metal Alchemist movie?
Nope.
It's on my list, but no, I'll admit I have not seen it yet.
It's on my list of things that I'm not going to watch.
I'm guessing because you saw their version of Death Note and you thought it sucked ass.
No, I didn't see that one either. But
I knew that one was going to suck
I'm
ass.
honestly not the like. I didn't care for either anime, to be honest. Like they were both all right. I drop out.
Blasphemy.
I drop out of Death Note once L dies, and I just recently got through Brotherhood after years of not liking it. I couldn't get past the beginning of Brotherhood because I was comparing it to the 2003
The original anime. The 25
Oh,
series
wrong one.
run.
Wrong one.
I might be a minority, but I love both.
No, you're not a minority.
After rewatching it, finally watching it all the way through, Brotherhood has the more solid ending,
Yeah.
but 2003 has the better beginning because I felt the beginning of Brotherhood rushed through things too fast. So if you combine the two, I think that would work.
I'm with you, by the way. I actually do like both series. I still need to finish Brotherhood, though. I got to a point.
It's on Netflix. They finally uploaded the entire fucking thing.
I know. I'm.
I don't know. I just don't really have interest in watching the Full Metal Alchemist movie. It just doesn't interest me.
I love both of the Full Metal Alchemist series, and I've actually read a bit of the manga. And considering that the Full Metal Alchemist movie is only like 100-something minutes, it's gonna rush a hell of a lot of things, and well, I'm going to approach this movie with caution.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna do the same, but in my experience, most live action adaptations are terrible, with a few exceptions. Like, if you ever get the opportunity to get the Rurouni Kenshin live action movies, they're actually pretty kick ass. But
that's another series I need to watch.
Oh, dude, I got like one season left.
I've heard the Rurouni Kenshin one's not bad. I heard that one's actually pretty crazy.
The live action is actually enjoyable because they try and, how to put it, it's faster paced than the anime was, but that's because the character of whose name I cannot remember right now was actually a fast moving person, but they had to slow it down because animation has barriers they can't get past no matter how hard they try.
Yeah.
So he moves a lot faster. He jumps more, but it makes sense for the character if you compare it from the anime to how he would have worked, how he would have moved in real life. So I like that. My only complaint was the sword looked like rubber at times. And they downplayed my favorite character. But moving on from that one, though.
But yeah, again, I'm gonna sorry. I want to say one more thing. Again, I'm gonna approach the FMA with caution, even though I do know that Square Enix was also behind that, and they actually own the FMA series. So there's some hope.
My hope's been stammered. I don't think it's gonna be good. Let's go ahead and go to the next one, which I don't fucking care about this one, but they're bringing Crash back for the Switch.
Crash back, which means Crash confirmed for Smash 5.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, how much I am willing to bet the money on that the entire reason they're bringing him on there is to let him in Smash 5, because that's the only rule on the Smash games, is they have to have been on their series has to have been on a Nintendo platform at least once.
Well, they brought in Snake. And
Metal Gear was on the NES.
Yeah, Metal Gear was back on the NES.
And MGS the Twin Snakes was on the GameCube.
And Cloud his Final Fantasy was originally on Nintendo, so they brought the most popular Final Fantasy character, Cloud, and then Bayonetta,
which happens to be a PlayStation game, the Final Fantasy VII.
Yeah, but Final Fantasy was on
the original. It started on there. Yes.
Yeah. So Crash on Switch. Crash confirmed for Smash 5.
Oh, on the other note to that, that's not on the list because I forgot to add it. But they're doing a Spyro remake for the Switch, so Spyro
PS4,
on Smash 5.
PS4. Will it be on PS4?
I think
Probably.
so. I mean, I had to hit chip. Like,
it started on PlayStation. It should be on. They should remake Spyro. It's a good game.
It's gonna be Spyro 1 through 3 is what they're remaking.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. They're not touching Enter the Dragonfly because that game was shit.
I'm not gonna lie. It's been so long since I played that game. I don't remember it.
That's right. It was Spyro the Dragon, Ripto's Rage, and
or Gateway to Glimmer internationally.
Yeah.
Right. And Year of the Dragon.
Yes. Which is my favorite.
Year of the Dragon's good. I like Year of the Dragon.
Why? I'm in the minority who doesn't want old video game remakes. I can't be the minority for this, right? I'm in the minority.
It depends on my end.
Like when they announced Final Fantasy VII remake, I was like, yeah, that makes sense. That actually makes sense.
But then they announced it's going to be episodic.
Yeah.
I was like, Square, is that a good idea?
Well, 15 was a letdown, so I'm sure this will be too.
Yeah, but none of the Final Fantasy games so far...
15 got better!
I know, but what I'm saying is, none of the main series were episodic.
No.
Well, 10 and 10 too.
Those
and
weren't
every
episodic.
DLC
Those were not episodic. It was just a part 1 and part 2.
It was a direct sequel. As Final Fantasy IV also had one of those.
Also,
Yeah,
Final
but
Fantasy
we don't
11
talk
for
about
every
it.
And
That one
expansion.
sucked.
Final Fantasy IV had one. Final Fantasy 12 had one.
7 has had one, but it was Dirge Cerberus. It was a
Well, Final Fantasy had like 3 of them. It had Crisis Core, Dirge Cerberus. If you want to
7, yeah.
count Advent Children.
that was not a game though. That was just a movie.
That was a movie.
Still, they've been
Which is
doing this
okay.
for a while.
Every expansion for 11 and 14, because technically they'd be episodes since they were MMOs.
That's debatable.
Fair enough.
Mhm.
I don't know. Look, I just don't. I don't want remakes of old games. How about new games? New games.
I want. You know what? No. I want a fucking remake of Final Fantasy VI.
Why 6?
Because 6 is the best one, and god damn it, I want the opera done in full stereo, fucking, like, full music that's not compressed MIDI keys.
It's debate time. I understand why you think number 6 is the best one, but to me, 9 was the best.
9 is my second favorite, and it's my favorite of the PlayStation era. And actually, 9 is my favorite, but I think 6 is a better game. Because just because it's my favorite doesn't mean it's better.
I have no opinion in this regard.
6 you can easily break for one character with one character and one character only.
But yeah,
I think you know which one I'm talking about.
I do. 9 is my favorite, but I do think 6 is the better one. I also like Tactics.
Yes!
Yeah, that was pretty fun.
I love Tactics. That's like my second favorite.
And I'm not talking Tactics Advance, I'm talking Tactics.
Right.
Yes. The original Tactics that was on the original PlayStation, then on the PSP, then on iOS and Android.
Yeah.
And maybe PC?
But I think there's a PC port. I wouldn't be surprised if there is.
Make it happen, Square.
But I want to see that. I don't. You know what? You can skip the entire Final Fantasy VI game. I just want them to do the opera in like full, like actual music and not a MIDI keyboard.
Fair enough.
Because the opera scene
actually-
is super cool.
Actually, a concert series that Square Enix sponsors
Oh yeah.
does do that.
Oh.
It did do that. It's called Distant Worlds.
Do they do that? I didn't realize.
Yes, they did it.
Okay. Then
Look
I'm
up
happy.
Distant Worlds music from Final Fantasy. Find it, okay?
All right. Well, I'm happy. So never mind.
Free promotion.
All right.
All 4 of them are great. Buy them all, or listen to them all on Spotify. I don't care.
All
Or look
right.
them on YouTube. I don't care.
Valve pulls developer for reviewing its own games.
Ooh, naughty.
Incel Games, a Malta-based company responsible for little-known games like Guardian of the Ember and the recently released Wild Buster, made waves last night, or a couple weeks ago, when a Redditor posted an email that CEO Patrick Staple had sent to the staff implying negative consequences for anyone who didn't buy and review their latest game.
That's sad. That's just sad.
Very sad.
Yeah,
Like,
can't do that, guys.
it's like the kid
It's
who.
against the law. Okay, no, it's not against the law, but it's against policy.
It's like that kid in elementary school who'd vote himself class president every single time.
Because he's the only one voting.
Yeah, it's always like that. They're that kid basically is what I'm trying to say.
Or that one YouTuber that thumbs up their own video.
Oh, I'm sad now. I won't get into that because we don't get into that kind of thing when I was scrolling down on that article and I get to girl shot in the head by her brother during an argument over a video game controller.
Ooh,
She was 13, her brother was 9.
ooh.
I'm gonna...
Where were the fucking parents?
Pass the
It
paddle,
doesn't
kid.
say, and she was rushed to... she survived the attack and was rushed to the children's hospital.
Oh, thank goodness.
But at the same time, it's like, where were her parents and why...
And why was a gun out in the open, and why was it not in a locker?
Why was the 9-year-old... How did the 9-year-old have access?
That's a good question. Was it out in the open?
All right, let's move away from that.
Yeah. Let's move on.
I just kind of scrolled down and got to that article, and it's just like, oh.
On a side note, by the way, we're getting a Fable 4 game.
Sweet.
Yes.
Microsoft said yes to it.
That's because they don't have Lionhead working on it this time. With Peter Molyneux, I should know Peter Molyneux's on it, but they green-lighted, excuse me, a new Fable game. I didn't add it to the list because I forgot to grab it, but yeah, we're getting a new Fable game eventually.
I haven't played any of the Fable games because I am not an Xbox person. Sorry, Microsoft. I love Windows, but I do not like Xbox.
I had an Xbox. I played the original Fable. It was super fun. The thing is you got to a point of the game where you literally just killed time to make money. Like that's all you. There was a period there where I was playing for like 2 days in a row, just making money.
Or quote unquote being a naughty boy.
Well, my character by the end of Fable, because I was playing the expanded one, the Legendary Edition, the extra stuff. I had maxed out attractiveness, maxed out scariness, and I was completely pale and scarred up, and I was so cool looking. But yeah.
I was also disappointed in the fact you couldn't actually look like a demon, just like a deformed character from Star Wars. That was my.
So, also, staying on the video game bits, just going to scroll over some stuff real quick at the latest Nintendo Direct. There's a new Smash Bros. Coming out. One of the new fighters is the Inklings from Splatoon. A new Mario Tennis. Some more Splatoon stuff. A new WarioWare. A new Mario and Luigi Bowser Inside Story. Detective Pikachu, Luigi's Mansion remake, new Kirby game, a new Okami game, Octopath Traveler,
Mother 3.
Dark Souls is gonna have an amiibo.
What? Just why? Just
'Cause
why?
Crash on Switch,
Another Mother game.
South Park Fractured But Whole on Switch, and a new Hyrule Warriors Definitive Edition. But
Nintendo is going to allow a South Park game on their console? Oh, this ought to be interesting.
Well, they realized that selling to kids did not sell, so...
Yeah, they should have thought about that a long-ass time ago, that the average age of a gamer is in their 20s and 30s.
Yep.
Yeah. So, fuck you, Nintendo. We're not kids anymore.
Now leave me alone. I go play on my farm. Stardew Valley.
I want Stardew Valley on the Switch is apparently really good.
But where's the new Mother game?
We're never gonna.
Well, you gotta re-release. Yeah, we need more Mother 3.
Mother Star Fox.
How about Mother 1 how about Mother 1? We still haven't gotten unless you got a translator, you didn't get to play the Mother series except for Earthbound.
Mother 1, okay, so here's the thing: is Earthbound is to Mother how Evil Dead 2 is to Evil Dead.
A direct sequel?
No, a sequel
parody of
/
itself.
remake.
No. See, Evil Dead 2 actually, because I watched the thing on it. The first 15 minutes are just kind of a reminder of what happened in the first movie, just with a different cast because it was 5 years later. So,
okay.
Yeah, you get to a point of Evil Dead 2, which is the part where he's screaming and falls into the swamp, and that's where the sequel technically begins.
Okay.
It was not meant for the world of the living.
Mother 2, Earthbound / Mother 2 is pretty much the same story as Mother, from what I've been told. From what I've researched. So, there's some minor differences, but they're the same story. You're not missing much with Mother. But Mother 3, on the other hand, is an actual sequel.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Alright.
So, continuing on, Assassin's Creed Origin has a new educational mode.
So now, Assassin's Creed Origins will be as educational as a humongous game. Or one of those jumpstart games. I don't know.
Well, you go around. You can basically look at stuff, and it'll tell you this is what this statue is for this thing on Egypt.
Hey man, if you've got a kid and you're playing the game, and the kid keeps bothering you to play the game, you just switch that on. They don't get to play the real game where they get to kill people. They get to play the game that educates them, and they'll be bored of video games and be forced to go outside.
Playing all along.
And if my future
No,
child
when they're
listens to
bored
this-
out of their minds, they can go outside.
And if my future
so
child's listening to this, I fooled you. Ha
All right. Speaking of games that you play that aren't video,
Tabletop time! Woo!
I like that title. I'm gonna add that tabletop time.
Tabletop time.
So they're working on a Princess Bride RPG.
Why?
So
Because
D&D,
you know what, I honestly I think there already is one out there, but it's one of those lesser known RPG books. Because there's an RPG, there's a role playing system for everything.
I just want to point this out, and a friend of mine pointed this out as well. A Princess Bride RPG would be
Okay.
D&D with almost no magic.
Okay, it's GURPS. It's done by the GURPS guys, which
Yeah,
doesn't surprise me.
Steve
And I'm
Jackson
surprised
Games.
GURPS already didn't do it.
That's fair. But
Like,
this
I'm
that's just,
surprised GURPS didn't do it already.
you can just put that in D&D and just like, oh, no one's a wizard.
I actually like playing low magic games.
Well, so do I, but I'm in the minority apparently.
I'm also in the minority, especially in the geek culture, when I say I don't play tabletop games, so this is like a gray area to me.
I like tabletop. I enjoy tabletop. There's something about playing with people you can actually see.
Yeah. Or force yourself to do over Skype with because your friends live in different areas and don't have the
Yeah,
time.
I tried doing that for a little bit with Rom and some of her friends, and it just got to be too much.
I've tried playing tabletop RPG with a few friends of mine, and really, I didn't get sucked into it. It was fun. It's just that it's
I will say,
chatting with it.
I've had some people play who've had terrible times, and it really, really depends on your group.
Yeah.
That is a big part of it. Is that even if they're your closest friends, sometimes if the group dynamic doesn't work out right, it sometimes just doesn't. You might not end up having fun, and you won't play them for like years on end until you get invited again, and you find out, oh, I love it the way these guys play.
Yeah, it's all dependent on the group. So and you also have to be comfortable with each other. I've run into a lot where people didn't have fun because they're not comfortable playing with the people they were with. So always advise whenever someone's playing is you want to find your own group for this because not everyone is compatible with it.
Yeah.
It's very much it's a team based sort of game, so you really need that.
But that's a
team
lot of
because-
work. I'm just kidding.
And it looks like there's going to be a Pathfinder 2nd Edition, aka D&D 3.85.
This confuses me at the concept. So, for anybody who doesn't play this game, Pathfinder was just like an upgraded version of the 3rd edition of Dungeons and Dragons. So they're going to release a 2nd edition of a game that was in itself just a continuation of another game.
Yep.
Mm.
Well, that's what D&D originally was. D&D was a revamp of Chainmail.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, I'll take a look at it definitely whenever they start releasing because they start releasing like module for people to check out with pre-made characters, but just it's weird.
Speaking of D&D, I got a little story to tell. So basically, last Christmas, my big sister sent us like this big stack of DVDs, and I'm a film collector, obviously. So I looked through them, and one of the movies happens to be a Dungeons and Dragons movie.
Oh boy.
And no, it was not the live action one. As hilariously bad as that was.
Oh, so here's speaking of the live action ones, I know the second one. Don't watch the movie itself. Watch it with commentary because the commentary is done by the characters in the PHB, and that made it
What do you mean
totally
second
worth
one?
it.
When you mean second one, do you mean the one I'm talking about, basically? I will be talking about?
So there was the Dungeons and Dragons movie with Marlon Wayans.
Oh boy.
And they made a direct-to-DVD / sci-fi channels, like 3 more sequels that were direct-to-DVD. And I've only seen the second one because I had this like thing at Hollywood Video where like you could basically rent movies for free.
There was an animated one. Was that one of the direct-to-DVD ones?
That was the
There
80s
might
show,
have
probably.
been.
No, it was
The
not the
80s
80s
one?
show.
Hmm.
Yeah, okay, let me continue. I'll tell you what it is. Okay, so the movie was Dragonlance, Dragons of Autumn's Twilight,
Oh.
a Dungeons and
okay,
Dragons
I know
adventure.
that one.
Yeah, yeah. It had the Kinder in it. And
Yeah, Dragonlance is interesting. I like the Kinder. They're a fun set of halflings.
But I sat through that movie and okay, you don't have to be a Dungeons and Dragons fan for this, but this movie
Yeah,
was
there it is.
shit.
There
yeah.
it is.
This movie was fucking awful. Like
Um,
it had some of the worst animation I've ever seen, even for directed video.
Oh my god!
A Disney directed video movie looked better.
Guess what? Guess what? The whole thing is on YouTube.
Yeah, I know,
what, really?
but I have the DVD on it.
I was looking up for the movie to find a wiki page, and I came across the YouTube link to the whole movie first.
Oh, wow. I smell a rip track
If
wait
you
to
get the
happen.
chance, and I dare you to watch through that entire thing. It's only 90 minutes, and it'll be the worst 90 minutes you'll have ever sat through.
Came out in
because
2008.
It felt like 2 hours for me.
Okay, so the ones I'm talking about, wow, it came out in 2008. Dragonlance wasn't even like, Dragonlance had stopped being a thing in like 95.
Yeah, it was-
They brought it back for 3rd edition, so it stopped being a thing in like
Barely.
2005.
It was actually I know it was a trilogy of books, and they were New York Times
Oh no,
bestseller.
it was more than a trilogy. There was a ton of Dragonlance things. It was one of the biggest campaign worlds.
Yeah.
But the movie, it was supposed to be one of a trilogy. At least I think it was supposed to be one of a trilogy, but I know it was supposed to be part of a series. But they only made one, and they shot themselves in the foot, or in a more fitting case, sliced their own legs off.
I smell
So
a riff track coming.
the one I was talking about was the 2005 sequel to the to the dragon movie called Dungeons and Dragons: Wrath of the Dragon God, and apparently the 2012
Was it 2012?
sequel of that, Dungeons and Dragons: The Book of Vile Darkness,
Oh, yeah.
all had they had the characters who like they show like in the player's handbook they have characters, they show like the characters like the certain set of characters like this is a rogue, this is what a rogue does kind of thing.
Yeah.
They had those characters doing the commentary.
Oh, jeez.
And that was what made it worth watching. Like the movie itself is terrible. Don't watch the movie normally. But if you can find a DVD copy or a copy with the commentary like on it, watch it with the commentary.
So even the cast themselves, they don't like it.
He's trying to play me, right? No, that's
They
not
know it's bad.
Oh my
jeez.
god, Kiefer Sutherland, Lucy Lawless, and Michael Rosenbaum?
Yes, they're in Dragonlance, the movie.
What?
Oh my god, I have to watch that.
What
Oh,
are we
and-
missing out?
Oh, and the distributor of that movie? Paramount Pictures.
What the?
What were you thinking, Paramount?
Alright, let's continue on.
Jeez.
Seriously, a Disney direct-to-video movie looked a lot better than that.
Let's continue on. So somebody made a tool of figuring out how to jump in Dungeons and Dragons. So
You mean there wasn't one that existed already?
It was not.
apparently in 5th edition, jumping became like grappling, like super confusing.
Yeah. So there've been technically 6 editions of Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, there's more than that.
Yeah, and I'm paraphrasing for our listeners who may not know much, or our guests who may not know much in this situation. But there's
Myself included.
yeah, there's been like technically like 6 sets of Dungeons and Dragons editions, because they did like a revamp for 3rd edition. And in 5th edition, their jumping is just freaking complicated, but I guess somebody made like a table to make it easier.
That was the problem with grappling for a long time. Grappling was super confusing for a long time. Speaking of jump, somebody figured out basically using just core rule books for 3rd edition 3.5, you can make a character that's able to jump like a half a mile.
That
What?
does not sound like it should be as
Does
big.
not compute.
So what you got to do is you take a 1st level barbarian who has the bonus on movement speed. He has a +10 bonus on movement speed. And now you make him you cross class him into a monk.
That's
He
your
needs
martial artist,
to-
by the way.
And he becomes lawful, so he loses almost all of his barbarian abilities except for the movement speed. Now you do the rest of the levels monk to get that movement speed maxed out. You pick a race with a bonus on strength and a high movement, so don't do dwarf, do half orc. So you're a half orc monk who started as a barbarian. Now every level you max out your jump skill. And then you pick the feats that give you bonuses to jump. And every 4 levels, when you get that extra ability point, you add that point into strength. So by the time you're done, when you're making a running long jump, and you roll a natural 20, you can go about half a mile.
That sounds like it should not be a thing. And later,
Please
I'm
note,
gonna check out the
one
map
turn
for
takes
that.
6 seconds. So you're going half a mile in 6 seconds.
Yeah, I'm gonna go check the math after this.
Oh, it's almost
3.5 books.
My brain just exploded.
No, it's the same kind of process that works as the peasant railgun.
It doesn't make it any better.
So do you know what the peasant railgun is, right?
No.
So in D&D, it's another 3.5 thing. Handing an item to another person, they've errated this out eventually, but in the original book, handing an item to another person is a free action. So what happens when you have a row of peasants handing it to each other? So you're going from a mile-long row of peasants, each handing an item to the next one in less than 6 seconds.
Oh, jeez. You have a large thrown weapon supply.
It's the crazy things people have thought of, but it's one of those things of, well, I think eventually, yeah, it's one of those things that eventually,
They phased out.
WotC came in and were like, no, you can't actually do that. Yes, it's a free action, but you can only do it once.
Swift action.
It's a swift action. It became a swift action.
On this next one, I just want to point this out because this I thought was weird. It's Spike Lee and the director of Luke Cage, or excuse me, the showrunner, is be working on a show for Night Watch, who just looks like Spawn to me, which is weird. Like, did you look at?
Yeah, I saw that. It looked like Spawn.
I was like, at first like, oh, they're making a Spawn series. No, they're making Night Watch. Who the hell's Night Watch? The guy looks like Spawn. Yeah. So that was weird. But it's a minor Marvel villain. I guess they could turn into a series where in the original comic books he found out his own death. Which is
Spawn.
Weird. Huh?
So, Spawn.
Well, yeah, but the difference is Spawn died, but this guy just saw himself get killed.
Oh, okay.
It was the older version of himself.
But judging by the people on this, it seems like black show.
What do you mean?
Well,
It's Spike Lee. What do you expect?
Lee and Luke Cage. Like, I'm not saying this to be like, it's gonna be black. I think it's gonna be fucking awesome, but it's gonna be super. No,
For the record, I like Spike Lee. He's a great filmmaker. One of my
We're not
favorite
the target
films from him is Mo Better Blues. So
Put it this way, we're not the target audience.
Hmm.
hey, I like some Spike Lee flicks.
I do too.
I like his newer stuff.
Please don't confuse Spike Lee with Spike Jones, though.
Yeah, no, don't confuse them, everyone.
No, Spike Jones is the guy who made her.
Though I would be totally down to see a Spike Jones, Spike Lee crossover.
I mean, Spike Jones makes some weird shit. I mean, Her is a good example of that. But
Yeah.
I had to watch that for class, by the way.
You poor soul.
Actually, it was a pretty good movie.
No, like I kept watching. It was just like, okay, we get it. It's weird because the whole concept, and they ran it through the entire movie. Basically, was like, oh, he's dating a computer. That's weird. I was like, we get it. Move on to character development, not just, hey, look, the relationship's weird. I got really annoyed by like the halfway point through the movie. So,
I'm guessing you didn't like the movie.
not really. No. It was like we get it. The relationship is weird. It's a computer and a man.
Well, it's not a movie for everyone. If you think it's silly, I thought it was just completely fucking stupid. When I first heard about it, I saw the trailer for it. I'm like, what? Wait, are you fucking serious? That's what this movie is about. I give this 2 weeks, and then all of a sudden, it shot up like hotcakes.
I don't fucking get it. I don't fucking get it.
I didn't get it either, but I could see the appeal. I sat through the entire movie on HBO, and I actually thought it was a pretty decent flick.
I mean, I wouldn't have paid for it, but much like you, I watched it on HBO, so I didn't have to pay for it. I'm cool.
Thank you, HBO. You let us watch crap that we didn't have to pay for. Okay, we're paying for your service, but we're not paying for the movie itself.
Nope. Free weekend. Yes.
Going on, Joss Whedon drops out of Batgirl, admits he didn't have story ideas, and people, women all over the place rejoice.
Joss Whedon out of ideas? Impossible.
I know, it's not like he's been doing the same story again and again a dozen times.
I mean, what can you bring to Batgirl? There's nothing wrong with the character, of course. It's just...
This is the guy behind Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Come on.
Exactly. He already wrote Buffy the Vampire Slayer. He was the showrunner for that. He was also the showrunner for Dollhouse and a bunch of other shows with strong female characters. Yeah, thank you.
Firefly, he did Avengers, Un and Dos.
He
Star Trek, which was meh. Really, Joss, buddy, pal. The next time you do a Star Trek movie, the next time you direct it, cut out with the spotlight shit.
That's
Okay.
J.J. Abrams.
Oh,
Yeah.
What the hell am I thinking? It's late at night. I can't think. My brain cannot think.
Late at night. It's only 8:30.
It's still
He's 2 hours
night.
ahead of us.
It's still night.
Yeah.
Oh, so it is.
Give me a break.
So I'm gonna skip the next one for a moment. We'll come to that one at the end. Jordan Peele, first African American to win Best Original Screenplay for Get Out. I still haven't seen it. I've been wanting to see it.
You've not seen that movie? That movie is great. You should.
I want to see it. I just haven't had time to see it.
It was even nominated for Best Picture, and I was one to watch the Oscars.
I still need to see it myself, but much like Brian, I haven't seen it. But my reason goes back to the first reason: I don't buy movies.
I'm just waiting for it to come out on like HBO Go.
Actually, I watched it on HBO.
Okay, is it on?
It should
HBO?
still be on there.
Oh shit! I'll find that and watch it because I've got HBO. Whatchamacallit?
The
HBO Go.
Yeah.
Yes.
Streaming service. One of many.
Stan Lee, because I'll probably watch that soon. We'll talk about it when I get back. Stan Lee had revealed he was battling pneumonia. Sounds like he's gotten better, but that's actually what ended up killing my grandma. So it's one of those things that at his age, he's super careful about that.
Yeah, well, the guy's like 95. That can be fatal for a lot of people, especially people his age.
My grandma's in her 70s.
It's surprising
he's
he's still kicking.
I mean, I'm happy he's still kicking, but yeah, no. He's whenever they rushed him to the hospital, I got that tinge of, oh, please don't tell me Stanley's gonna die.
Well, that's the entire reason I spent like $200 to meet him at Rose City Comic Con 2 years ago.
Oh wow!
I waited in line for like 3 hours and paid like $200 to meet him, and that was the reason why. Was because I know this guy is going to die soon. I should do this.
I'll never meet.
Did you get something signed by him?
I did. I got my badge signed because I didn't realize that you're supposed to bring your own thing for him to sign. I thought they were gonna have stuff there. Nobody told me otherwise.
Excelsior.
So I had him sign my badge. Or else, if I had known, I would have grabbed something.
You poor soul.
I'll probably never. There's quite a few actors and people who contribute to comedy and comic books and nerd culture who I always will want to meet and probably will never meet. Stanley is one of them.
Stanley Mel Brooks.
Mel Brooks,
is-
John Cleese is on that, believe it or not, from Monty
Yeah.
Python.
Yeah, and I would love to be that guy because he's like one of the funniest men I've ever seen on film and television.
Have you seen him do interviews? He also has a stand-up show.
Yes.
And it's fantastic.
Yes, I've seen him do just as funny.
But yeah, it sucks that Stan went to the hospital. He is recovering though. This one's more something that I just personally cared about, and I forgot to add that to the list. But Kevin Smith, the director, had a heart attack.
Oh, yeah,
weeks
I
ago.
Yes, he did, but he survived.
Yeah, he survived. He's recovering. He's doing well. But I had like a tinge of like, oh no, please no. Because
No, not the man who gave us Clerks.
Well, it's not just like I like Clerks, but he's actually a pretty good stand-up. So I'll listen to like his podcast or I'll watch his stand-up, and he's pretty good at it. And he's contributed to the early parts of nerd culture before nerd culture was abundantly available. You know, it's not like
I wish he would. My problem with this stuff lately is I wish he would stop putting his daughter into things because she's not great.
I mean, that one I can kind of understand.
Actually, the movie that he made with his daughter. Is actually...
Yoga Hosers.
Yoga Hosers.
No, not that one. Not that one.
No?
I think you know which one I'm talking about.
I'm not sure.
Hold on, let me look it up.
I know that's the most recent one he did, and he's working on Jay and Silent Bob reboot, where Jay and Silent Bob's... It's a reboot of Jay and Silent Bob Strikes Back, only it's like a parody of reboots, because they're rebooting Bluntman and Chronic.
Yeah, that was the superhero duo.
Yeah.
That spawned from Chasing
why can't they
Jersey
give us
Girl.
the-
That was the movie I'm thinking of.
Oh, that one was not great. Why can't they give us the one we really want? A sequel to Chasing Amy.
I actually wanted Clerks 3 at one point, but I guess it didn't become possible because one of the actors didn't want to return.
Interestingly, Chasing Amy was like the only movie of Kevin Smith's that made it into the Criterion Collection.
I like Chasing Amy. I was actually
so do
being
I.
serious on that one.
Yeah. I
But
like
apparently
Chasing
a lot of
Amy.
people don't like Chasing Amy.
No,
I don't know why.
Go ahead.
I think it's because Chasing Amy was more centered towards drama as opposed to comedy, and best known comedy. I mean, if you look at his other films like Clerks, Mallrats, Dogma.
You know what? Mallrats didn't age very well.
No, it
No,
super
it
did
didn't.
not.
In fact, some people consider that to be Kevin Smith's worst picture.
Really? To me, it was Red State.
I thought it was just a silly flick.
Like, I like Mallrats in the sense you treat it as a comedy, but Red State was just like, I mean, this is not his strong suit. But no, you're right though. Mallrats did not age well.
No, it did not. And then going on here, this isn't anything. It's kind of nerd related, but the guy who voiced Colonel Campbell read the Mueller indictment as Colonel Campbell.
Yes,
And
I
that
heard
was
about that.
great.
Oh man, and he even had the Metal Gear Solid music in the background.
Like, I am totally for that. Like, that's just like, all right, that works for me.
And it was the Metal Gear Solid music, the song that plays like as soon as the game begins.
Mm-hmm.
Do that one.
And now, one last thing on our news. I got a bit of sad news. Everyone's favorite part robot has passed away. Stephen Hawking
Yes.
passed at the age of 75.
Yes, the good old Dr. Stephen Hawking.
Which,
Yeah.
people are sad, oh, he died. And it's like, the thing is, he was supposed to have only lived like 2 years maximum.
He lived 50
With
years
his
more than he
disease.
thought he would.
Yeah, when he was first diagnosed with ALS, he was only supposed to have had like 2 years of life.
But he was like a medical marvel after that.
Yeah, and He had a great sense of humor.
Oh yeah.
He played himself on so many shows. They could have easily have just faked his voice on those shows, but no, they actually got him in and had him voice himself.
The Simpsons, Star Trek: The Next Generation.
Yep. What was that? Oh, he was actually on Big Bang Theory, like pretty much every time.
I ended up watching that clip after he died because I was watching some clips on shows he was in because I was watching the Simpsons one.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to the Big Bang Theory one, and it's like, I made a mistake to Stephen Hawking. It's like, yeah, you did, Sheldon, you piece of shit.
And, oh yeah, he also did an interview with John Oliver on the show last week.
Oh yeah, I love that.
It was a funny interview.
There's a dimension where I am. There's a dimension where you're funny.
Is there a dimension where I'm smarter than you? Yes. There's also a dimension in which you are funny, which is like the ultimate zing.
Oh, bam!
But with his passing,
he was a funny man. He was a very funny man. He was a medical. He was also a genius.
Oh yeah,
like,
definitely.
How he came up with those theorems.
He's like the smartest man, and he was the smartest man in the world. What was it? There was something on there where there's a practical joke he liked playing, where he did it a couple times, but they'd be messing with this chair, and there's a diode that was always loose. The diode didn't do anything; it just lit up for like something. It was for like a battery low on the chair's motor. But whenever they're messing with it and they actually pop it out, he would act like he died.
That's just sick and twisted. And that actually makes me happy. Very sick and twisted sense of humor.
It's often that smart people have a sick and twisted sense of humor.
Oh, let's face it. Every smart person has a sick and twisted sense of humor.
Yeah, true that.
Yeah. I think we are out of news for this evening. Do you want to do our normal segment we do when we have a guest on the show?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so this time around, for new listeners, new guests, or whoever,
I'm gonna let you get it talking through it. I'll be right back. I need to go check my laundry again.
Okay. So for those who may be listening for the first time, or haven't listened in a while, or just forgot, or are new to the show, we have this section whenever we have a guest, a new segment, where we take terrible fan fiction, we make it into a script, we roll randomly for each part. Yes, randomly. And we reenact it for the listeners. Doesn't that sound like fun?
Yes.
Now, I don't know how familiar you are with fan fiction, but it can get pretty terrible.
I am pretty familiar with it to the point where I know that there's some people that make some really sick shit.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, can you forward him
All right, I am back.
Welcome back.
Thank you.
Welcome back.
I had like a month's worth of clothes to wash, and I also decided to wash my bedding, and so it's on the sheets right now, and I was just disentangling them so they dry better.
That reminds me, I need to wash my sheets.
Yeah, same. Laundry's done. Still need to wash my bed stuffs.
There's still a piece that. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, so we've gone over the rules of
Fanfiction roulette.
Yes. Do we have the fanfic for today?
Can you forward it to him?
Yeah, I can. I see it right here. Let me go ahead and forward it.
Okay. We're only doing one. It's gonna be funny.
And
I think we should stick to one chapter because it's getting a bit late on my end.
Yeah. Oh, that's right. There we go. All right. I went ahead. It's sent. It should be popping into your
inbox there.
Didn't we already read the first chapter of this one?
Yeah, like the first two.
So we should go to chapter 3.
Yup.
We're gonna be starting at chapter 3.
But what happened to chapter 1 and 2? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh man, too bad Rom couldn't be here today, because she was the one who did chapters 1 and 2 with us.
Yep.
Oh
Okay.
well.
Who knows? Maybe
I'm
all four of us can do one.
I'm sure she's disappointed for missing out. No,
Who knows?
it's,
Maybe
it's,
all four of us can do one.
It was the only day this week that her and her husband had the same day off, so
Oh, yeah. That makes sense.
so it's one of those things. It's like, that makes sense to me. That's fine. I understand.
All right.
All right. Do you have a dice?
I do. Technically, for chapter 3, we have 3 rolls with somebody has to pull a little bit of extra in where it says asterisk next to the name. That's because there's only one section. It's only mentioned once. So.
Okay, so whoever gets narrator will also do Joel.
So. Let me do a little my pre-show here. And now for the pointless adventures of Ebony, Darkness, Dementia, Raven, Way. I'm not kidding. That's her name. To continue as we proceed forward with the date literally no one asked for. Okay. So we are now in chapter 3. There are 3 roles. You got Draco,
Ebony, narrator, and Joel.
Thank you. Let me go ahead and roll this. So basically, in this situation, one of the 3 of us could end up in any of those positions. Just to give you a bit of a heads up here. Let me go ahead and roll the dice. Let's go ahead and start with Brian.
All right.
So we'll do it through the list. Brian is 1 is Draco, 2 is Ebony, 3 is narrator, and I'll re-roll 4.
Okay.
You have Draco.
All right.
I did that last time. Let's go ahead and do our guest. So it's going to be either Ebony or you can be the narrator in this situation. Let's see.
Okay.
Okay, well, apparently you're Ebony.
No.
Which means Dean is the narrator.
And Ebony's a female character, right?
Yes.
Yes.
For reference.
Think cringy emo girl that you went to high school with.
For reference, don't think too much in it because this is narration as hell heavy, so I will be doing a lot of the work.
All right.
Some have more than others. The one we did with Laura was fun with the Harry Potter School of Christianity.
Warlocks are enemies of God. No.
You're a Christian, Harry? Yes, because I've never heard of Jesus before.
Okay. Let's get into this. Everyone, get into your character. Exaggeration.
Broody.
Exaggeration.
Brooding. I hate my life. Brooding.
Wait, yeah, wait, I'm also playing someone who is depressed all the time, so...
Don't worry, I will also be depressed for having to
Think
describe
the
all
cure.
of this.
I gotta think of put the cure in my head.
I am very depressed. Beep, 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 bye, 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 boo, 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 boo.
All right.
All right.
Ready?
I mean, a little drink of water. Clear my throat up a bit here.
Right.
Really ruin the audio with my bottle popping.
This episode of Geekus Speakus is brought to you by Redneck Riviera Whiskey, a small batch whiskey with vanilla honey smoothness and a subtle oak finish. Brought to you by John Rich of Big and Rich. Work hard, play hard.
TM.
It's actually really good. It's a really nice whiskey that I found at the Clackamas Mall.
Nice.
All right. Shall we go?
All right.
Let's begin.
Stop flaming the story, preps, okay? Otherwise, thanks to the Gothic people for the good reviews. You read that right. Thanks, Egan Raven. Oh yeah, BTW. I don't own this or the lyrics for Good Charlotte.
No, that's Trolot.
See, you're right, Trolot.
That's Trolot.
My apologies, you're right, Trolot. Like,
Totally different than the band Good Charlotte.
Yeah.
Not to be confused.
The night of the concert, I put on my I put on my black lace-up boots with high heels. Underneath them, there were ripped red fishnets. Then I put on a black leather mini dress with all the corset stuff on the back and front. I put on matching fishnets on my arms. I straightened my hair and made it all spiky. I felt a little depressed then, so I slit one of my wrists. I read a depressing book while I waited for it to stop bleeding, and I listened to some GC.
Good country?
Yeah, Good Country 95. I painted my nails black and put on tons. I'm assuming that's what she meant by that. Of black eyeliner. Then I have some black lipstick. I didn't put on foundation because I was pale anyway. I drank some human blood, so I was ready to go to the concert.
Did you put on? Did he put on tons of black eyeliner to the point where he can't even open his eyes?
So here's the thing though, is because she's pale, she'd probably want to use foundation because that covers up the redness that happens when you're pale.
Yeah.
I know this, and I don't know bunk about putting on makeup, and even I know that.
I don't know bunk about makeup. I went outside. Draco was waiting there in front of his flying car. He was wearing a simple plan t-shirt. Not plain. You read that right. Plan. Plan. They would play at the show too. Mm-hmm.
It's not a very goth band. These are all like prep punk bands, not goth bands.
Yep. Baggy black skater pants, black nail polish, and a little eyeliner. A lot for cool boys, were it okay?
Hi, Draco.
Jeez. I said it in a depressed voice.
Hey, Ebony.
He said back. We walked into his flying Mercedes-Benz. The license plate said 666. And flew to the place with the concert. Excuse me. On the way, we listened excitedly, okay, to Good Charlotte and Marilyn Manson. We both smoked cigarettes and drugs.
Smoke the drugs. All the drugs.
Yep, just those drugs. You know, that drugs.
The ones that Hunter S. Thompson.
Oh, Joel must be a singer to one of those bands.
Yeah.
Yeah. What was the band called? Good Charlotte.
Good Charlotte. Yes, Good Charlotte.
Or Simple Plan.
Simple Plan. Excuse me, sir.
Or Marilyn Monroe's.
When we get there,
All right.
we both hopped out of the car. We went to the mosh pit at the front of the stage and jumped up and down as we listened to Good Charlotte.
Because, you know...
Charlotte.
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 You know, because unlike other concerts where you have to show up before the band even gets on the stage, they're already playing.
Yeah. Well, that's how it works in the not-so-fantastical land of Harry Potter, apparently. So what's this part? Okay, I gotta sing this. Hold on.
You gotta make it sound like whiny emo band.
You come in cold, you're covered in blood. They're all so happy you've arrived. Doesn't rhyme. The doctor cut your cord hands, but you to your mom. She set you free into this life.
This isn't a concert. This is your birth video.
Oh, jeez. Sing Joel. I don't own the lyrics to that song. That's actually what it says.
So fucking hot.
I said to Draco, pointing to him as he sung, filling the club with his amazing voice. Suddenly, Draco looked sad.
What's wrong?
I asked as we moshed to the music. Then I caught on.
I'm sad.
Hey, it's okay. I don't like him better than you.
I said.
Really?
Asked Draco sensitively, and he put his arm around me all protective.
Really?
I said.
Besides, I don't even know Joel, and he's going out with Hillary fucking Duff. I fucking hate that little bitch.
I said disgustedly, thinking of her ugly blonde face. By the way, how dated is that? Sorry. Last part here. The night went on really well, and I had a great time. So did Draco. After the concert, we drank some beer and asked Benji.
Great time.
The dog?
Yeah. We asked Benji and Joel for the autographs and photos with them. We got GC concert tees. Draco and I crawled back into the Mercedes Benz, but Draco didn't go back into Hogwarts. Instead, he drove into the car into the Forbidden Forest.
Dun dun dun!
They're gonna get laid.
Chapter 4, or end of Chapter 3. So there you go. Now, for those of who've been listening to the past, that is Chapter 3. Fun for no one. No one. Just no.
I'm so fucking hot.
Ebony.
I don't want to get into this.
What I'd do without you.
I don't want to get into the next chapter too much. I love this lie because it's so fucking stupid. At the very end, it says, "This is from Dumbledore. What the hell are you doing, you motherfuckers?" That's from Dumbledore. And you would imagine him saying that, right? Right?
No.
Would you put your name in the fire? Did you put your name in the fire?
It sounds like
Put your fucking name in the fucking world.
you put your name in the fucking goblet of fucking fire, you little shit.
Did you put your name in the goblet of fire?
Harry Potter and the Goblet of fucking Fire. Rated R.
That's the Samuel L. Jackson version.
Fuck you, Harry. No, you didn't.
Yeah, if Samuel L. Jackson was Dumbledore,
It's like,
which
mother-
he should. No, Professor.
Don't hurt me, Professor.
Man. Sorry, sorry, Mrs. Rowling,
jeez.
for all of this.
Alright, I think... Yeah, nah, I think we're good.
Yeah.
Um...
Jeez.
Anything else before we wrap up?
Well, do you have anything you want to promote?
I've gotten a couple things. Well, I already promoted Audible. Audible.
Trademark.
Me undies are still super comfy. I'm still enjoying Loot Crate. Crunchyroll is useful. I've been using HelloFresh. That one's all right. I actually kind of like the way HelloFresh does things a little better than Blue Apron.
What we're saying is, send us free stuff.
I
when we
got my
promote.
first Quip toothbrush the other day. That was pretty cool. I like having the timer on there. Got to practice good dental care.
For reference, we're not sponsored by any of these people. This is stuff you want to be sponsored by. Also, good products.
Mountain Dew Ice is fucking great. It's like caffeinated.
It's Sprite. Let's stop trying
It's
to force.
caffeinated.
It's Sprite.
It's caffeinated Sprite.
It's Sprite.
It's caffeinated Sprite.
Jeez.
Sprite's not normally caffeinated.
No, it's not.
That's not a selling point.
It is for me.
That's what I have coffee for. Horrible, horrible coffee.
Geekus Speakus, brought to you by Horrible Coffee.
Brought to you by Star Schmucks.
Star Smokes. Oh, and
Red
Seattle's
Decker
worst.
Riviera.
Don't forget about Seattle's worst.
Alright, so I think that's it.
And Black Cock Coffee.
So
Jeez.
yeah, no, I think we covered everything. So Tom, where could we find your stuff if anybody's interested in anything you work on?
Well, I am not ashamed to say this. Well, actually, a little bit, but I do have my stuff on DeviantArt, though I plan to make my own website soon.
If you want, go ahead and give us a link to your DeviantArt, and we can put that on there so people can see it if you want.
It's t-newton.deviantart.com.
Yeah, we'll make sure to get the link from you so we can also put that up in our Twitters. By the way, we said it earlier, but Tom is the guy who's doing our art. He actually made us a really cool icon as well as some background stuff. that we will be bringing in when this episode premieres.
Yep, when this
Well,
episode
soon,
comes out.
basically, soon.
Very
Yeah.
soon.
Yeah, don't rush an artist.
Well, no, the stuff you already sent us, we're gonna put up on our Facebook. We're waiting for this episode to put it up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're premiering the new icon there with the latest episode, so they're gonna be released side by side.
Okay.
Check them out. Check out the new icon. I'm excited about this. We're gonna have a real icon, everyone, not just
Right?
me
That's
lazily putting
super
GS
exciting.
together.
And I guess some other things, of course, you can always find us on, we have a Twitter, we have a Tumblr. We don't do our Tumblr very often. Twitter we're active on. We've got our Facebook page. As always, you can email us at gspeakus@gmail.com if you have any questions.
Comments, concerns. I mean, it's weird you're setting concerns, but it's a free country.
We want the comments and stuff. We want to answer these questions. We will answer almost any question we get on air.
Yeah.
Dear Geekus Speakus, this is a cease and desist order. Oh wait, we should read this on air.
Whoops.
Gaze upon this.
But yeah, reach out to us. We'd like to receive some responses. Recommend us to your friends and family. I strike that. Don't send us to your family. We're not family friendly.
I recommend this for
Why do
all
you
of
think
your
the explicit lyrics label is already?
I recommend this for children as young as the age of 4.
We won't know what's going on. Why do they sound angry, Bob?
But yeah, that's 20 episodes down. Here's to another 20.
Yes.
Woo!
And I think that's Geekus Speakus for this week. Once again, though, my name is Dean.
And I'm Brian.
Thanks for listening.
And I am nobody. No. I'm Tom.
And thanks for listening, and have a great rest of your day.
Have a good night.
Bye!
Bye!
Thank you, everyone, for listening to this week's episode. If you like our show, you can stay up to date on our social media accounts. You can find us at Facebook at facebook.com/Geekus Speakus. And you can find us on Twitter at Geekus Speakus. We're also on Tumblr. We can now be found on nearly every platform. So that's Google Play, TuneIn, Apple Podcasts, and now Spotify. We just got the word a couple days ago. We're super stoked about that. You can email us at gspeakus@gmail.com. Feel free to contact us, give us your opinion. If you have any suggestions or questions, we'd be more than happy to assist you with that. I would like to thank the Spinwires for their song Girls Like You. You can find them on Bandcamp for the newest album, and Pukatari and Friends by Kevin MacLeod of Incompetech.com. Thank you for listening, and have a good night.